Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
After the few OBJ methods, let's see we have Obj-Browse first. Obj-Browse, Obj-Open, Obj-Save, Obj-Delete. These are the main 4 methods you have. We have one more method called Obj-Delete by handle, but we will not discuss right now. Obj-Open by handle, you have open by, and we have Obj-Delete by handle. I by handle you have, and you have commit. What else you have? Commit you have. These are the important methods, but last 3 we'll discuss. If you have full understanding on the top 4, because the top 4 are the main methods where you will use in a data. Let's go. Let me open this one. Give me a minute. Let me open the instance. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you see Obj-Browse, first let's see what are the method parameters, and then we'll see how we need to use the method parameters. If you expand this one Obj-Browse, you see the method parameter. Obj-Browse what it is expecting. It is expecting. See the required parameters. First page name and class, page name and class. It is expecting. Now I'll explain you first what is the object. What is the purpose of Obj-Browse? Obj-Browse is used to fetch multiple records from database. Obj-Browse is used to fetch multiple records from my database. Let us assume if we have a table, let me open and accelerate. Meanwhile, let's see if see there is a table. There is an employee information table. From the table, you need to fetch a records who has the experience greater than 5 years. In an organization, you need to see whether how many employees are having an experience greater than 5 years. Now what you will do? You will do Obj-Browse. Obj-Browse is used to fetch multiple records. You remember the word multiple records. Let's assume you have a table. Let's assume you have a table. Call what happened. Employee, age you have. After that, the employee name. You have employee salary, you have employee experience. This is a table. In this table, these are the columns. What are the columns? Employee, it is a column. Employee name is a column. Employee salary is a column and employee experience is a column. Let's think there is a data like this employee. Is this one employee name is something like Rahul. Employee salary is 10K. Employee experience is 2 years. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a name, something called Suman. Employee salary is 50K. Employee salary is 15K. Employee salary is 50. Employee salary is 3 years and you have one more, 3001. Something you can say, Akansha, you have a 20K. Employee experience is 5 years or 6 years. Now let's assume this is also around a 5.5, 5.5. Now if you see here, this is a database record you have in a DB. This is a database table. The entire table name you assume might be employee information. This is a table you have in database. Now, if you want to fetch the data, who is having an employee experience greater than 5 years? Greater than 5 years means how many records? You will get 2 records. These 2 records. Now, I want only employee id and employee name. I don't want employee salary. See, in a table there might be hundreds of columns. In a table you might have hundreds of columns, but you need only 2 columns. Now you need to have only 2 columns narrowly, employee id and employee salary or employee name. Employee id and employee name. You need only 2 columns. Who has experience greater than 5 years? Then what is the exact result? Like you will get only these right to this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. This is the data you are going to pull now. Correct? Now let's configure how this should. This will be doing in Obj-Browse. How to write? First thing is like we have to specify the table. In which table, from which table you are going to fetch the data. Correct? After specifying a table, we need to specify the condition like what? Like how the data we need, like how the data we need. We need the data, hello, yes, who has experience greater than 5 years. If you see the Obj-Browse method here, what it is expecting? The first thing, it is expecting a page name. Why it is expecting a page name? Because the results you are stored, the results you are fetching, it has to store it on some clipboard page, right? It has to store the results which you are pulling from a database. Those results it has to store on some page, right? Without a page, it cannot store the details right. It is asking for a page name. Any questions here? Why it is asking for a page name? Page name. Why it is asking for a page name? Because it is asking for a page name. Because the results which you are pulling from a database, we have to store it on our date on our local clipboard. It is asking for a page name. Here we are. What type of records we're pulling? We are pulling a list of records like multiple records, right? Obj-Browse is used to fetch multiple records. To store the multiple records, what type of page we need? As actually we are getting a list of records. What page we need? We need a page list, right? Single page is not sufficient to store a multiple records. We need a page list, right? Here the page name we have to give every time for Obj-Browse. You need to give a page list here. Why we need to give a page list? Because we are Obj. Browse is used to fetch multiple records and multiple records. You will store it on a page list in clipboard. Any questions till now? No. And next thing you have is object class. What we have discussed regarding a class. Every class is associated with the table. Every concrete class is associated with the table. From which table you are pulling out, from which table you are fetching the records, that table will be mapped to particular class in PEGA. If you saw this one, if I open a class, you click on App Explorer, you right click here on the class, you open the definition of a class. Open a definition of a class. Now, if you saw in the below, you will be having a test connection. Every concrete class. If you see it is still loading. If you see this class is a concrete class. It's not an abstract class, it's a concrete class. If you come down, if you click on a test connection, see this class is actually mapped to this particular table. You can see here it. This class is mapped to a table. This table. Now, if you want to fetch the data from this particular table here in place of class, you have to give this particular class. You understand what I'm trying to say? Class represents a table name from which table you are fetching a data. That table's associated. You have to get it class. You have to mention it here, object class. Any question? What is the object class? Nothing, but you are mentioning a table here. It's fine, right? Next thing, if you come down, we'll discuss regarding these things later on. Let's the next thing. You have these things like select the field C in this table. Let's see what actually you need. You need employee id, an employee name who has the experience greater than 5 points, greater than 5 years, right? First thing, you will write down your condition here, like how you will write dot employee experience. You have a condition here, write dot employee experience. Here you can see it as greater than, less than, or less than or equal to, is greater than 5 years. First of all, you will write down your condition here, employee experience greater than 5 years. And what are the other values you need? You need employee id and employee name, right? You will write down your condition here, write dot employee id and plus an employee name. There is no filtering here. You will leave it like this value only. You will not give any filter conditions. Employee id and dot. Employee name. Whatever the values you require, Whatever the values you require from a table, those values you need to specify here. You understand how we should configure an Obj-Browse. First thing, you need to give a page name. Page name might be like this: employee data. Employee data is a page list. And next thing, class. From which class you are fetching a data. You will give a class here, and this employee data must be given in pages, and classes must be given in pages and class. Whatever the pages you are using in the Steps tab, you have to mention those. In Pages and Classes tab, like you will give employee data. See, there is one. How can I say there is one? You have to follow. We can say that we have to follow. In a similar way, like every time, you have to give it like this. Only suppose if you are fetching an employee information, you have to give employee data, and in pages and classes you have to map employee data to one class. And you have to map one more thing every time. You have to do it whenever you are using Obj-Browse, like employee data dot. Peaks results, peaks results, peaks results, peaks results, peaks results, peaks results. X results represents a page list. And this PX results must be mapped to code PEGA list. If you must be mapped to code PEGA list, that is a class. See here. Here, actually they are mapping it right, code PEGA list. This one, you have to do it. You have to do it like this, also like code PEGA list. You can map it here. This represents a page list, and this one you can give a work class here. Work class here. See, this is a standard convention we should follow every time whenever you are using an Obj-Browse, whenever you are giving an employee data like this here, some kind of page list. Here you have to map the pages in this manner, like you have to give employee data in patient classes step, and you have to give employee data and PX results. What is PX results? PX results is a page list property which is given by PEGA, like it's an PEGA would be property. This is how you have to give it. You understand the basic idea, right? What is the Obj-Browse? Obj-Browse is to fetch multiple records from a database. And what is a page name? Page name is used to store the records which we are pulling from, which we are fetching from a table. Class is nothing but a database table. You have to mention a class from which table we are going to fetch. Suppose if you want to fetch from a different table, that different table will be associated with some particular class in PEGA. Whenever you're working in an application, you will actually get to know that class. You need to mention here that class and whatever the conditions you need to fetch, like if you want to fetch any other properties or based on any other conditions, you have to mention it here, and you can actually sort it down also. You have a sorting, also ascending, descending, under. You can sort the data here. Any questions on Obj-Browse? No, now you have here max records here, right? What is the max record? The number of records you're going to fetch. See PEGA. Mostly PEGA will be using in banking domains, insurance domains, and all right. In banking domains and insurance domains, you will be having millions of records in a database, like millions of transactions for a particular bank and all. It is a best practice to specify a maximum records when you're fetching a data. Like if you didn't give any records, the default value will be 10,000. It will fetch up to 10,000 records, but the best practice to specify the number of records you want. The best practice is to specify the number of records you want. If you click see, this is an question mark icon here. You can see on the right side, right? This is a help icon, PEGA help icon. If you click on this icon, it will open the method details. Like you have written Obj-Browse here, right? It will open Obj-Browse. regard that related page. It will explain you in depth. For Obj-Browse, there is a different concept called report definitions, which it will handle the data more efficiently. There are other ways to do such kind of data fetching, like if you want to show 1 lakh records to a user generally, how you will show? You will show 50 records per page and reminding all records will be something on pagination 1, 2, 3 like that pagination, right? Yes, on click of pagination, it will pull the records 50, 50, 50 records. It will not pull 1 lakh records at a time. You will have a pagination like per page. If you are storing 100 records, you are showing to user per page 100 records. Now you will be having a pagination of around 10,000 pages, right? Because you are pulling 1 lakh records. On click of page number 2, it will pull next 100 records. You have a pagination there. I will show you when we have discussed regarding report definitions and the why part. But generally for limited records, like for some 10,000 records or 2,000 records, like that, you will actually use Obj-Browser. You can see it here. First, let's come with page name. In the page name, you can see enter the page of destination, page that contains a search results. Whatever the results you are going to fetch, to store those results, you will give a page name here. System will support PEGA list. As the class of this will see, this is a general thing which PEGA. We need to follow this our practice. This page which we are giving here, that has to be mapped to code PEGA list in pages and classes. Class is like identify class to such class is nothing but a table on which table you are pulling. See, the class can correspond to database table or database view to which database table it is pointed to. We are going to fetch it from the maximum records. You can see the maximum records is by default. It will be 10,000. I don't know if he has mentioned here the default value is 10,000. Now you can give up to some other instances if you want. It is a best practice to mention about maximum reports. This get rookie and these are all include a primary key. I will not go through these things now. The lightweight list is like to represent these things. I will not go through now. These things are. Now you will get confused. Lightweight list. And now if you come down, you can write your logic here. You have a logic here. Write logic field. You have a lore. 1 second. You have a logic field here. Suppose you need to fetch based on some logic. You can mention your labels here, a B, like that. And you can mention like a and B or a or C like that. This is a filtering conditions. If you need only an employee experience, you can mention directly like this or else. If you need employee experience is equal to is greater than 5 years and employee salary greater than 50E. You need to have 2 conditions. Then how you will give? You can give 2 conditions here and you can logic here and B like this A and B. And you can give 2 conditionings here. You understand it logic based on your custom conditions. You can mention a logic here. Based on that logic, it will fetch the data. Any questions? There is some condition behind this. I mean some coding behind this. It will take the label. Whatever you are mentioning in logic, what happens in the background is like Obj-Browse method will be converted into school code. It will convert in the backend. It will convert to school code and this conditions is there. It will take as alias like as B. It will take and it will do a conditioning there where it will do where and be like that. In school you have a bare clause, right? Yes, in that manner it will. It will actually build a custom mod. Like it will build a custom score logic in the background. Obj-Browse methods. We will go to the next method, Obj-Open. Any questions on Obj-Browse? This is how our method looks like. This is a configuration Obj-Browse. Alright. Let's go to Obj-Open. Let's see how Obj-Open looks like, and then we'll see how. Actually, what is the difference between Obj-Open and Obj-Browse? Now, if you expand it, you will get a method parameters. See, this is how Obj-Open looks like. You can see how Obj-Open looks like. I'll tell you what is of open. Obj-Open is to fetch single record from a database. What is Obj-Browse or which a browse is to fetch multiple records from a database. Obj-Open is to fetch a single record from a database. If you observe this table, see every table will be having a key. What is a key? Key is a unique column in a table. Like if you observe this table, the key for this column is employee id because employee id cannot be duplicated for two employees. Right? It is a key for this table. You can identify the row based on this employee id. If suppose I have given 1001 as an M key, then you can identify the employee name. You can identify employee salary and employee experience because employee id is an unique value. It will act as a key for a table. The key can be a combination of 2, 3 columns, but let's not complicate right now. The key we will specify. The key can be a single column right now and it is a unique value. Now you are getting it, and delete you also. Yes, it's a primary key. Every table will be having primary key. Right key is nothing but a unique value in a column. If you want to open a single record, if you want to open a record called 2001, if you want to see the employee details of 2001, now what you will do? You will pass this key to the system. That system will fetch this data from a database. Now you are opening this single record. Previously, what you have done in case of Obj-Browse, what you have that you have fetched multiple records. Like this, you have fetched multiple records. It is a vertical form of fetching, like you will fetch the multiple records. But in case of Obj-Open, what you are doing, you are fetching like this based on a key. You are fetching an entire complete record. Like if you have, suppose, let's think like this table is having some 15 columns. If you are opening with this key, what will happen? The 15 values will be present on that particular page. All the entire information, whole information, you will get on a page. You understand, right? What we will do in Obj-Open? We will fetch up single record based on a key. In case of Obj-Open, Obj-Browse will fetch a single record. Oh sorry, Obj-Browse will fetch a multiple records from a table, but Obj-Open will fetch a single record. In this sense, it will fetch all the column values. Like if you have one more column here, it will fetch that column also. But in case of Obj-Browse, you need to specify which column you need to fetch, like because of multiple values. You need to specify which column we have to fetch. Now let's see the conjugation. Class is similar. Class is nothing but a table name, right? You have to mention from what class you need to fetch the data, because class is mapped to a table. It will fetch from that particular table. Now, if you open a class, every class will be having a key. If you saw here key is nothing but this class is mapped to a table, right? This table is having one unique value, right? That unique value is mentioned as a key here. You understand it. What is a key in a class? I have opened a class. This is a work class. Go wrote work class. If you come down, there is a key here. Key is nothing but a unique record. It will act as a primary key. Primary key is nothing but a unique record. You can identify records based on a key. If suppose you have given 1001, it will fetch that 1001, employee information. This is a case at P where it is a case it. Case it is a key because case it will always be unique in a table. Two cases will not have a same it. Case it is a key here. Now, if you want to fetch the data from this particular class, how you have to specify? If you want to fetch the particular class, you will actually copy this class. Copy this class, give it an open class and property.py add. PA8 is a key. You will always mention the PI8 on the left side like this and property value. This key will be dynamically updated, right? One time you may fetch in 1001 employee. One time you will fetch in something called 2002 employee. Whatever employee you are giving as an input to this one, you will fetch it right. We can actually hard code it like this one, 001, like this. But this will not work in real-time applications because the values you should not hard code, because every time the values may change. It will not be a single value. Mostly what people will do. People will do the parameter param.id. They will give some param.id. This param.id they will mention in parameters tab. You have a parameters tab here. They will add a parameter. Here they'll click on plus icon. It is a parameter. It is a parameter description also. You can give this a description also. You can give the same no worries, and this is. You can mention as a string. If it is an integer, whatever the value we're passing, you can mention it like this generally. It is a string value. You can mention string value and you can mention this is an input or output parameter. This is an input parameter. You are giving as an input to this activity. This is an input parameter. Now what happens? You have mentioned this an input parameter. Now, whenever you are invoking this activity, it will expect this parameter. It will expect this parameters and input parameter. But we haven't mentioned this and required. If it is a required, you have to definitely mention this value. You have to definitely pass that value or else it will fail. If it is not required, it will not mandatorily ask. It might fail, but it will not mandatorily ask. If it is a required value, it will not execute until that value is provided. This is a key. This is how we will specify the key, and this param value will get dynamically updated. Like if you want to fetch the employee called this one 300, you will pass it as a 300. It will open and the open record you have to have stored in somewhere right here in Obj-Browse where you are storing the values. You are storing the values here on page name, right? Similarly, the value which you are with the record which you are opening that has that you need to store on some page right in clipboard. That page, you have to mention it on here. Step page. You have a page here, step page. Step page is like on what action. See, method is like the action you are performing on a database or somewhere on clipboard. The step page is like on what page you need to perform the action. This is like what action you are performing. This step is like on what page. You have to specify some page to perform this action. You will specify some page like your template employee info, employee for something you will specify, and this page, this temp employee info must be specified in pages and classes. Whatever the pages you are using here in steps here, what are the pages you are using? Every page must be defined in pages and classes, and you have to map a class to it, and you have to map a class to it. Then only this activity rule will get saved. Now if you saved also, it will throw an error. Any questions for Obj-Open? No, if you want me to repeat, I will repeat again. No, it's fine. It's fine, right? Yes, now you have a lock here, right? What is a lock? If you selected this checkbox, what will happen? The lock. See if you are updating this record. Suppose this has an employee phone number, also employee phone number. You have an employee phone number column. Also, you have each and every employee's phone number on this column. Now for this last record for 3001 employee, you are updating the phone number. Suppose there is some other random phone number. You are updating this phone number to another phone number. Now what happens? First of all, how you will work on this record? You will open the record. You will get all these columns, all these values on this particular page, on this page. You will get all these values on this particular page. Now you have to lock it. You have to check this one. The locking means no one can update this record until the lock is released. You are acquiring a lock on this record means no one can modify this record. You will lock this record, and after that you will manipulate the data on the next step, like how you will manipulate the data. In how you will manipulate the data, on data transform, you will use set method, right? Set method you use to set a value on clipboard, right? Similarly, in activities you have a property set. We have property set is a method which will actually property set. Property set. What property set will do? Property set will up manipulated data on a clipboard. Manipulate the data on a clipboard. Now you have a data. This page is present on a clipboard because you have already opened the record. Now the data is present on this record. Now what you will do? You need to modify the data on this record on this page, right? You will give a step page as the same page. Step page is like on what page you are performing an action. You will give your phone number. What property you are updating? Employee phone number, right? You will give like this employee phone number and you will manipulate the data. What data you want? You will set the data. What data you are updating? You will set the data here like this, whatever the value you need after setting a data. Now what will happen? This data which we have set, it will be present only on clipboard. We haven't saved this data into database, right? Still the data which we have manipulated is present only on clipboard. Here we are opening a record. Now the record data is present on this page. Now you are doing property set and you are updating a value on a clipboard. Property set. You have mentioned the step pages, this page, right? What will happen? It will up. It will come to this context. It will update all the proid. If you keep dot, you will get the properties on that page. Dot phone number or some property will be there in phone number, employee phone number. You will update to some other value. Whatever the value you need, you will update to some other value. After you are updating the value on a clipboard, you will do Obj-Save, Obj-Save, Obj-Save. Let me expand the Obj-Save here. You can see the parameters here, what parameters you have. These parameters you have, but it actually doesn't know what page to save, right? What page you have to save it, it doesn't know. You will mention the same page here. Now this page has manipulated data in a clipboard. It will save this page to a DB table. It will save this record. Whatever the record you have on this page, it will save into the corresponding table. If you want to modify employee salary, you can. If you want to modify employee experience, some after 1 year experience has got increased. It has to be modified automatically. Here we are doing manually. This is not a good practice to update experience and all like this. But if you want to update it manually, you can write it down your own code here. Employee experience is equal to sum dot employee experience. Employee experience plus 1. Plus 1 means it will do O-pending here like this. We are increasing 1 by employee experience. We are increasing it. If we have 5 years, it will do for 5 plus 1 and it will store this value to here, to left side. Yes, this changes will be done only on clipboard. Unless this step is executed, it will not get modified into a DB. Any questions till now? Because now we will be discussing regarding Obj-Save. Still now you have understood it, how we will modify a record in a database. You will open it, see Obj-Browse. You will not modify any records. Obj-Browse is used to just fetch and show the data. But Obj-Open, you will open a record onto one particular page. You can modify a data on a particular page and you can actually save the changes into the DB again. Now what you are doing here? You are manipulating a data on a database like you're opening. You are first modifying on a clipboard and then you're saving it back to the database. Now what will happen? The database record will get modified here in a DB. This is how you will do data manipulation in activities, like data manipulation in DB for activities. If you want to do a data manipulation clipboard, what you will do simply will do property set. That's it. Property set or set. It will change the values in a clipboard. But it will not store into database. If you want to store into database, you need to open that record. You will modify the record and you will save back the record to DB. Some cases you will modify data on clipboard, like not only modify, suppose. Let me tell you what we are using in our application. Our application, which I'm working in a project, is in some dispute application. You will get banking transactions. You will have transactions. If you have gone to any merchant or any shop and you have swiped your card, what will happen? Your money will get detected and you will get your transaction in your statement, bank statement right now. If you want to really go through that, all the things you will get a transaction id. Write one transaction, it will be present. That is a unique kit for each and every transaction you do, or whether it may be a debit transaction, whether it may be a credit transaction. Now, if you look into the transaction id, based on a transaction id, you can actually able to get much data, but we generally don't know. If the transaction id is fourth digit is 2, then it is a MasterCard transaction. If the fifth digit is 4, like that, there is some indications that is a Visa transaction. Now how you will get to know the fourth digit? The fourth digit is 1, the fifth digit is 4. You have to take a substring of that transaction id. Write how you will store that substring. You will store in a clipboard only. You will not store those substring values Those temporary information you will not store in a database. You will store those type of values all in clipboard only. Based on that, you will identify whether the card which you have used is a MasterCard, Visa or Rupee card. Whatever the card you are using, you can able to understand based on a transaction it. You understand it will be temporarily saved. If you have logged off from the application, yes, or that is what I actually doubt. If you have logged off from the application, the data will be closed. And if you have reopened the case, if you have some particular case, if you have a case, then again the data will actually come. Like from where it will come means it will store in a clipboard pages, only that the DB record will not get modified unless you have saved. Suppose you have a list of records. You need to sort the list of records sorting you. You will not directly do want a database and you will fetch the data. You will actually fetch the data into clipboard, and in clipboard you will sort. You will not sort on database table itself, and sometimes you may need to connect with external applications, like you need to connect. See, in our application, we will connect. We have an integrations with MasterCard, Visa and all. MasterCard will provide some data as a response. Visa might provide some data as a response. That response data, it may they may provide in a different manner. Like those are all legacy systems. Those are all old systems. They will provide a data to each and every vendor. There will be many vendors for them, right? MasterCard will be having many vendors, like Spare is a vendor, and the Union Bank is a vendor, and Bank of America is also a vendor for MasterCard. They will not update their system for our application. We need to modify the data in our application. Whatever the data they are providing for us, we have to modify in our system, in our local data. We have to modify. Those type of data modifications or data manipulations we will do using data transforms, like in a clipboard. You will not do in a database report because you are getting from external system, right? You cannot modify in their system. You will modify in a clipboard. We can modify the data to the page list, and again you can save back to the DB. To save back to the B, you have to loop on this page list. There's a loop option here. You will loop on that current page list, like for each maybe data page, and you will give your page list here on pages and classes. Then what it will do, it will save one by one record to a database. It will say we have the same. We have to use the same approach like property set to set the value, and then Obj-Save. Correct and property set means you cannot set like each and every value. Again, you need to loop here. See, whenever a page, list or list of records have involved, you need to loop on that and you need to modify that. Alright, understood right. You have to loop them. And we need to discuss regarding Obj. Any questions? No, right? No, then we'll discuss regarding Obj-Save. We have three options here. Right now to write with errors. Only in you, if new. These two you will not discuss right now. Let's discuss regarding write right now. These two right now, we will discuss now. Now if you see when you do Obj-Save, what will happen? The data which you are saving will be stored into a deferred memory. You will be having two types of memory in a database. One is a deferred memory. One is in a permanent storage. Like you will store the data into permanent table. Whenever you use Obj-Save, those saved values will be only stored in a deferred memory. You have a deferred memory concept in database, that there only it will store the data. If you want to really persist the data, if you want to commit the data, then you have to check this right now. You have to check this right now. right now is like committing a data to a database. If you haven't checked that right now, what will happen? It will store into a deferred memory. You can open this one here. Help. Here you can see how actually right now will work Obj-Save method. Use this method to request that system. Save a clipboard page, whatever the page you are mentioning on a step page, this page, that will get saved into database. If you have a commit method, you have a commit method also. You have Obj-Save, and you have one more method called commit. Mostly how people will use is like they will not check this one. This right now and commit are same. These two methods will do the same thing. If you have checked this one, it will actually commit. If you have unchecked and if you have used a commit method, it will also perform the same action. But what is the difference is like, if you do right now here, it will only commit this particular thing into a database. If you have used the commit step here explicitly, then what it will do? It will commit entire deferred memory of a particular table into that table. It will commit everything. People generally use this commit, and you have locked here. Right? You have locked here. When should you release the lock? You will release the lock on commit. You have to check this one also. Release. A release on commit is like whenever you have committed data into database, like whenever you have permanently saved, not after obj. Save whenever you do committed. Like if you didn't use commit and if you have used this right now also, it will actually release the lock because right now is also form of committing. It will release the lock. But people generally, the best practice is used to use this one committed commit method. You can see here, that's what he will say here. Unlike commit method, Obj-Save does not operate on previously marked committed objects' current page. They will tell you how actually these parameters will work right now. If you have, they will check this with errors. If there are any validation errors on a page, or if there are any messages on a page. See, I'm telling you, if there are any messages on a page, that page will not get saved into database. Message is nothing but a warning. If there are any warnings or any error messages on a page, that page will not get saved into database generally. Then what you will do? You will check this one with errors. This is also not a best practice. People will ask you why you are using with errors. You should not save wrong information to database. If suppose there is any wrong information, suppose the phone number is there. There is some validation on phone number, but by mistake you have ended an alphabet. Whenever you are saying saving that will throw an error because the validation has actually broken here. It will throw an error. But if you used with errors, then this wrong data also will get stored into database. That is not a best practice, right, to store incorrect data into a database. Generally, people will not check this one. People also will not check this right now. Instead of this, they will use Obj-Save and they will use commit method explicitly. You want to say everything will be saved, whatever you are writing. Whatever we are writing, all the data will get saved. Let me show you if there is any commit method, Obj-Save they are using in the application. Let me see the references. It will take time because there will be many Obj-Browse, many places. They will use Obj-Save. You understand the basic idea, right? How actually Obj-Save will work. Yes, someone. And let's go to the next one, Obj-Browse, Obj-Save, and we have Obj-Delete. If you want to delete any particular record in a database, then also first you have to open it. Whatever the modification you are doing, you have to open it. After opening, only you have to do the modifications. Let me open any activity here. You will get a pencil icon here. It is not getting. Let me search it here, attach action, attach not, action, attach not. You see here how they have used Obj plus. I think they have checked the right. They haven't checked right now. People, what they will do? They will do object saves like this. Suppose they are calling two activities. Suppose there's a parent activity for this one. There is a parent activity for this one. They will do object saves here, and the parent activity they will do commit at a time. They will do parent in parent activity. They will commit it, and yet they are not committing, and they are not doing right now. Also right here, they are not doing anything. What they will do, they'll commit it in a parent activity. In a previous activity, what they are using. See here this parent. You see they are calling this add assign. You see they add assign. Where they are calling the add assign, they will use call method to call an activity from one activity from another activity. If you see they calling here, they are calling add assign, here add assign. They are doing object save inside it, but they are not committing, or right now they are. They haven't checked anything here. What they are doing? They are doing committing at a time. Whatever the modifications they have done in this activity, all those things will be committed at a time. They are committing this page. You see they have given a step page here. They are committing the page. You understand it how? They will use a commit method. Yes. Now let's go to Obj-Delete. Will not. Let's complete the Obj-Delete today. Obj-Delete. Let me explain. You will not have any parameters, only one parameter remove. Remove Obj-Delete. What Obj-Delete will do? You have to mention a step page here. Step page will be having single record, right? This record will get deleted. This record will get deleted from a database table after deleting. Also after deleting. Also you have to save and commit, or else it will not actually commit the data. Whenever you are using Obj-Delete, how you have to do is like you will use Obj-Delete here on the top. After using Obj-Delete, you will not manipulate the data because for deleting again, you will not manipulate and delete it. You will simply delete. You will comment out this step. A comment out means you have to give 2 slashes here, similar to Java. Only you will give 2 slashes here. This step will get committed. This step will not get executed. Now how it will work? You are opening the record. You are opening one particular record. Suppose employee leaves an organization. Whenever employee leaves an organization, what you will do? You have to remove the data. You have to remove the record, this record. Suppose Akansha has left the organization. Now you have to remove this record from a table. Now what you will do? You will open this record using the employee aid. You need not modify any data. You will. I have committed it. You will delete the record. Object. You will delete the same record and you will save this table. You will save this particular table. Save and commit it. You need not give a step page also because you have already deleted it. If you haven't given step page also, it will take the primary page as a step page. Primary page means the stop page or this particular page, this class page, and it will save and it will commit. The basic idea of a delete is like to delete a data from a database to deal the record from a database table. Generally, most of the times, if you are in an application where it's a huge application and good architects and good people are involved, people will not suggest you to delete any record. Simply, they will use one flag in every table, like is deleted or some flag they will use. They will set this flag to true. True means this record is considered as deleted record. Like this record is not a required record. They will generally use this practice, and whenever they are using any filtering conditions, they will filter it out like each deleted must be null or false. Those records only they need means. They will not remove any data from a database record. They will use a flag and they will separate it like separate means whether that is a required record or not. Suppose if you are leaving an organization and you are actually again rejoining the organization, same organization, then people will generally ask that, have you worked in this organization previously? If you say yes, then what they will do? They will mark while actually they are fetching a data. They will mark this easily flag equal to true and they will fetch your record whether you are a previous employee or not. You understand what I'm trying to say. Generally, the best practice is not to delete any data from a database. You should not delete because those are all banking applications and all you can segregate the data based on a flag like you mark it as a deleted in a database and you will not fetch that items. Like whenever you are doing Obj-Browser, they will use this flag also. They will use one more filter like they will use C here. They will add one more filter D and what they will do dot is deleted. Flag is not equal to true. They will write like this. They will not get the deleted records. They will not get the related records and they will write the conditioning here. What is the condition they require? Employee is greater than 5 years and is deleted is not equal to true means whoever has left the organization. We actually not require the data. They will write C and D like this is C and D. The labels are seed. Right? There will be C and D. You will get only the records which were not deleted in a database. This is general practice. People will follow, but again, these are all dependent on your application. Your architects, how actually they are designing the application. They will do like this, see these things. Client doesn't know. Client doesn't know whether client will simply say, I don't want those records, those employees who left the organization, but it is all designing way. How you are designing an application. Suppose you have. Actually, without this approach, you are actually deleting it. Then again, the client came back and I need those deleted employees, like the employees who left the organization, I need a records in that manner. If suppose he is asking, in such case you will not get the data, you will not find the data in a database. Generally, people will not take that risk. All organizations will actually mostly prefer to use a flag. Use a flag in a table and they will filter it out based on the flag value. Any questions? Shall I tell you one real-time example where you will use a flag? You will have an attachments here. Whenever you are adding an attachment here, whenever you are adding an attachment to your case, what will happen? PEGA will store that attachment to your database, right? Whenever you're deleting an attachment, and click off the delete icon, people will not generally delete the attachment. They will store the attachment in a different manner. See, you have an attachments here, your documents and files. You have an attachments here. This is a different tool. I'm not sure whether you're able to attach here or not, but if you have attached any attachment and you have clicked on delete icon, then what will happen? You will not delete the attachment. Really, they will hide the attachment. That's it. They will hide the attachment based on the flag. They will not display the attachment, but in the back end, you will be having the attachment. You understand it. How they will delete it? Delete means they will not really delete. They will hide. But you have a flexibility to delete also using Obj-Delete method. Any questions? Delete. This is fine. It will end up here. Four methods, these four tomorrow we'll discuss. Regarding these commit also, we have discussed today. Tomorrow we'll discuss the remaining two methods and we'll discuss regarding report definitions. Why we need report definitions. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.